the stuff that they do, they water this deep. You know, whaleboat, I was working quarter of a mile off 9:30 on a Tuesday morning.
Staff and everything. I'm never going to talk.
Because you know the guy with the Ferrari.
They're saying Tom Brady's not. He said Tom Brady's not reading the.
Marshmallow? Not fine? That belt is still fine. You can see there's belt dust everywhere, but the only thing about doing the accessory belt on a Craftworks car is that there, all that has to come off. So to get that off, we'll get the pulley changed, because that was what happened. The idler on this one actually locked up, the bearing went bad. So we're going to put a bearing in that one. We've got brand new bearings for the pulleys, because the steel pulley itself doesn't go bad. So I'm going to clean it up, polish the belt slide surface, because just in case, and put a new bearing in it, put a new belt on it, and it can go back home. Alright, now that all that has been unbolted, I'm able to get down there to where the idler is. Got the idler off. You can see the bearing there has got pretty hot. That's just the spacer. But this got pretty hot. It's solid. It's locked up. Doesn't work anymore. So I get this cleaned up. I'll put a new bearing in it. I'll show it to you. You can see there where the belt has kind of rubbed the same spot for a while and turned the belt into goo and then broke it. Alright, I got the new bearing in. I got it cleaned up. All the loose paint and dirt and everything. Taped up the belt riding surface. Taped up the bearing on both sides. I'm going to give this a quick coat of paint. I'm going to go over to my cabinet and choose something. I might not do black just so everyone knows it's brand new. I don't know. Maybe gold or silver. You can't really see it anyways. It doesn't matter. But there's the new bearing in. Of course, when I pull the tape off, everything will look brand new. And we'll get it on the car and get it rolling. Alright, the pulley has been painted. New bearing. I decided on gold because I like gold. That's about it. So this remanufactured now pulley will be going on here with a new belt. I'm waiting for my paint to dry on the pulley, and the tow truck driver broke that off. Luckily, got it out. So he'll be happy about that. That's out. Everything should be good up here. I gotta start it. I just don't want to throw dust on it if the paint's somewhat wet still. I'll pull it down and show you the pulley. Like I said, you can't even see it's gold, but I'm just extra glad that I got that. Alright, so everything's back together. I've got the big bright light in there. You can just kind of see the pulleys in there in gold. You can hardly see it at all. Like I said, pull that light out of there. You've got no idea that pulley's gold down in there, so I could have done it any color and it would have looked fine. So I'm going to give this a start, take the tension on the Craftworks belt, and be done with this one.
Okay, so running over to Superior. They're the guys that do our paintwork. They painted the Integra. They've done various other vehicles for us. They have some aluminum welding for me to do, and typically what they will do is prep it. They have a welder that is an older Miller 250, I think it is, synchro wave. So I can use that, and I usually run in, weld it, leave. I bring my own welding rod and supplies. So it speeds it up for them, speeds it up for me. We don't have room in our shop to bring it in. We are like packed. They're right across from the big American flag, and they usually have a whole bunch of cars in there. As I walk through, I'll just show you what they've got, so if anything stands out to me as I see it. Whole bunch of parking spaces. It's Friday, so a lot of cars get picked up on a Friday. Seems like Monday, a lot of them get dropped off. So I come in here on a Monday and it's absolutely full. So let's see, this little Ford truck is cool. Ford Courier. Yeah, that's probably a 60s truck. Porsche. I don't even know what that is. Another Porsche. And a beat up Lambo. Look at that. What happened to that? Alright, I think this is it. In fact, I know this is it. Somebody just pointed to it. Guess it must be on the other side. There it is. A little hole, a little crack. Right on the body line. That sucks. So, we've got to figure out a way of grounding this thing. I don't know where we're going to put a ground. Is the battery disconnected?
No.
We're going to need the battery disconnect and then find a place for that ground cable. Obviously, we can't make it go through the truck. So we're going to have to pull the ground and then find somewhere to clip that ground to the door. Whether there's a hinge inside somewhere or bare metal, but if not, we're just going to have to find one of the bolts on the frame. So it's just getting a spot paint here. So I don't want to shave any of the door. I'm wondering if we can attach to this. This is obviously riveted, it's all connected. Maybe we'll try that. I'll put a ground on here. We're taking the battery terminals off right now to give us less chance of issue. Alright, so it's working well. I'm only using low amps, but we filled the hole. I just gotta fill those cracks, because if not, that will break whatever they put over it. So we'll do those parts next. Yeah, that'll give you a little bit of meat too that you can kind of dimple it in. It should be pretty cool. Kept the heat down. It's nice and cool over here. But obviously, when you shave it, don't shave it off completely flat. Leave a little bit, leave it a little proud.
Yeah, I tried to leave it in just a little so I'd have room to leave some meat.
Perfect, yeah. That's not a crack there, is it? Is that just a...
No, that's not a crack.
Okay, good deal.
All right,
perfect. All right, that one is done. Don't know what that's getting. Don't know what that's getting. Always cool stuff in here. Always tons of stuff going on. I just got to go ahead and get Esther to send the bill, and that job is done. Back to the shop. We are working currently on an S2000, and we are on for the next 2 weeks on a real time crunch because we have to get all these cars done before Christmas. Actually, there's 3 cars, 2 have to be done before Christmas. The other one isn't a big deal, it's not a rush, but I'd like to have it done. I always like to leave and kind of finish a chapter. It's kind of the way I've always been. It's my personality. I never like to finish or stop something when something needs to be done. It doesn't give you that sense of completion. I like to go home on a Friday and have that job for the week done, or at least a big chapter of it, kind of like, okay, Monday we'll start onto the next, you know, the next big part, or a whole new car. It's just, you know, you ever get that way? It's kind of like leaving Friday going, I did a great job, everything's done, everything is taken care of, I can relax for the weekend. Talking of weekends, I used to work every single Saturday after my son was born, and I think I worked every Saturday and sometimes half a day on a Sunday for, I think, 4.5 years. And, you know, all the people give you this spiel all the time, you know, about time passing by and you're gonna be old before you know it, you know, time flies. It really does, and you cannot buy time. The extra money I needed to make because my wife, you know, was no longer working, we chose for her to quit work and look, you know, basically just raise the kids. That cost extra money, her not working, so I had to work extra hours. But what sucked is those 4 years went by so quick, and you know, you get the time flash on your phone or on Facebook and it shows you memories from 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's sad, but there's almost a portion that went by so quick, and I saw my son grow, and it seemed like it grew very quick, and it was just because I didn't see, if you see somebody every single day, they don't change. But if you see someone, you know, every year or so, you go, wow, that dude got old. Well, it's 2 or 3 years since you've seen him. So it's same with kids, but they grow. They don't get old, they just grow. Every time you look at them, they've grown 2 inches. So when my daughter was born, I said, no more weekends unless we absolutely need to. I'm home at weekends, I gotta see my family. So in exception to that, tomorrow morning, we're working only a half day just to try and get ahead before Christmas so I can take the Christmas off. What do you got?
A ham and cheese sandwich.
You know, this is probably over $100 right here.
It's pretty close.
Thank you, George.
They have a little croissant, like it's just like with ham wrapped up in it, and that's what I ordered. But they gave me like these sandwiches.
You said sandwich. These are terrific, though. Thank you. I'm just actually editing the video as from the customer that I think gave us this gift card. So thank you too. Thank you so much. All right, so we don't often work Saturday, and it's 65 degrees. It's like a wind tunnel in here, but we have mosquitoes that all of a sudden came in the shop, and the best way to get rid of them is to crank our big fan up and put the other one on and suck them out. But right now, it's a little chilly. The sun is still coming up, it's warming up. Nice thing about Florida, it usually warms up. Once the sun clears it through the clouds, it gets quite nice. So even our feels good temperature gauge is in, it's 55 in here. It's 52 outside, but just in case you want like a comparative to see how cold it is somewhere else, this is a place that I follow on my phone. It's a place in Russia. It's a really cold place, Yakutsk, I believe it's pronounced. Look what they're expecting this weekend. Low of minus 54. That's over 100 degrees colder than here. I can't imagine that. If you're bored, go on YouTube and type in that place. There is videos of people just walking around covered up with just snow and blizzard. Just looks like a complete miserable experience. So if you kind of want to watch that, that's what we're dealing with. But check those out. Go to YouTube, just type that in, and there's a guy puts a video on a street corner. I can't get my thumb to work, and he's filming people just walking by being completely miserable and hating life. Check that out. That's actually quite funny. He's just walking around. It's just fog, snow. People are just like surviving. You imagine that? Look at that. That just looks awful. Imagine that, George.
Everyone just getting along doing their thing.
It's because they don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
All they've got to do is get through the winter and then talk to friends over in the springtime and tell each other, well, we lost such and such, their power went out, they died overnight. Such and such got frozen in the car. Car won't start, died.